Hello gamers, it's Rever, the political gamer, with my first video on Daily Motion. I refuse to do and or support YouTube with my content upload. I'll be honest, it's hard to avoid YouTube when it comes to watching videos, but hey, the more people that move to different platforms, the more content, I think the better. So I'm glad that you guys actually found this video if you're on Daily Motion. If you're watching it on YouTube, I encourage you to check it out. I really don't know that much about Daily Motion other than they seem to not be taking down people's videos for political reasons, which I am in obviously big support of. You know, there's a lot of people that are, it's not about gamers so much in my opinion, but the political websites. While I tend to be, you know, a conservative person, I believe, you know, that liberals, I tend to go to center because, you know, I do believe in a democracy where you compromise. And I think the only way that you can reach a fair compromise that makes, you know, people as happy as you can as far as their political leanings go is to have free speech. It's just to me, you know, it is the reason, it is what really makes America great, is that idea of free speech. I can express my opinions and you listen to them and then you tell me your opinions and then we come up with, you know, what we both think is fair. So anyway, let's start playing a game, but obviously the gaming channel is called Political Gamer, so expect some rants once in a while. Again, I'm not going to sit here and rant against anyone who believes in free speech. I'm not some anti-socialist, you know, and or anti-anything. I mean, I think that's, again, what makes America great. All right, well, anyway, let's start a new game. And what we're going to do is go to career mode. Yes, I don't even know if there's, okay, sandbox. Now, career, I guess, has money. So we want the challenge of money. I'm going to go to a large map size. It's what I play. I've already played this game through once, and you know, I kind of know that. Start from scratch. Now we're going to leave that off. It'll give us a little starting thing like that. So let's hit start new game. So there we go. So here is, if you just start the standard game, what we want. Now I'm going to go ahead and pause it because I have a kind of a layout in my mind that I think I already like. And I kind of started recording this video and stuttered enough that I thought, well, hey, let's just start over. We're going to come in here to planning, and I'm going to use this taxiway button to, you know, start. I'm going to come down about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then these taxiways, again, I just did all this. I'm not a genius. You know, these runways are about 9 long, so there we go. So you want a taxiway on either end, and then we want a road, or a taxiway, up to attach to that guy. So now, what I also remember from the past is, the past being like 15 minutes ago, is that these guys are 30 by 30. And let's just confirm that we got that right. By these guys, I mean these large gates. So see how what we did there? Now, we're going to put a gate here, you know, right across here. So that what that's going to do is, you know, you're not going to get much tighter than what's going on up here as far as keeping your runways. This will give us this whole part of the map to deal with building the airport. So it sort of jams up the runways. Like I said, I've done this before. Now what I'll do is, let's do more 30 by 30s. And we'll just keep switching colors from white to yellow. There we go, and one more this way. Now, I haven't actually built, you know, like I said, I played through, but I haven't actually built an airport. Now I'm going to just come in here and plop in a taxiway. Now what that does is just space it out so that I know, we'll do this one in yellow since that one's white. You know, since I know that these taxiways have to fall in certain locations. I'll show you what I mean in a second. We'll come here. There we go. Yellow. One more, two more. Boom, 30 by 30. So if we come back to our objects, you'll now see how that falls right in there? Bang, bang, bang. And then right over here too. Bang, bang, bang. Now that works out real nice if you notice too, because we can plop like if we decide to, which the foundations in this are, you know, pretty expensive. So like in order to get this gate over here, you know, it's going to cost us a good amount of money, but anyway, there we go. So what I can also do with this planning tool is come in here and clear out this. So now the problem we're going to have with this little design is that this gate is going to be awful jammed up, you know, so we're going to have a bit of a challenge. This is what I'm most concerned with and haven't really worked out. Now what I have found is that, you know, we can also start laying out our you know, where we're going to actually put the cues. So what I would say is, you know, that we're going to, here, let me show you something else too. If we're going to have an opening. Let's do this one in yellow since that's somewhere like in this neighborhood. How big is that? That's too big. Let's clear that out. So anyway, so that's about where our gate's going to need to be, is where that cutout is. You know, they're going to come out and come over here. So, you know, what we're going to have to do is figure out how we're going to do this. So what I would say is if we're going to have another one, well, let's do these in red. Let's just assume it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And then this one's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere like that. And then this one's going to be like this. Oops, you know, it's close enough for what we're going to do here. There we go. And then this one's going to be somewhere like that. I'm not worried about this one yet. Because, again, by the time we get to building these, we'll have 5 gates going probably at that point. And yeah, you get the idea. Okay, so now what do? We have to somehow get these cues over here. And what I have found is that a cue that is 3 by 14 is like more than big enough for any flight that you ever want to get in. So that's going to be about the size of a cue. So the question is, how do we get in the equivalent? So 3 times 14 is going to be what, 12 plus 30? So you're talking about 44. So we need to get cues in this area. Keep in mind there's going to be a wall like here and a wall here. So let's just make sure this will kind of work out. You know, like, so what did we just say, 42? So if we did 1, it would have to be like 42 long. If we do 2, it would have to be 21 long. Yeah, let's leave a space. See, that's not going to work. Bang, bang, bang. I should have noted the time that this video started. Yeah, so I don't like that. See how that's, you know, that's probably not going to be enough, which means that we should probably do a little combination. Maybe what we do, let's clear all that out. I think I have the idea. Here's, oops, missed kind of. What we're going to do is, oh, you know what? This might be nice. By the way, I tend to use this blue, no particular reason. So let's come off of this wall because they're going to be coming out of here. So if there's a wall here and then 1, 2, 3, we want to leave them at least 3 to kind of start, you know, going down that way. That leaves us what? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll leave a space on the end. So I think what we may do is we'll start the cue here. How many's this? And we'll come all the way out. All right, so here's where this wall will be down below, like a wall that starts like right there. So that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah. let's go one more. Right there, because then I don't want to get into the way of this one. So this cue, how far was that? This one was 24, and we need 42, so that would be another 18. 18. See that? All right, so now let's change the color, even though I don't normally do that. Let's do magenta. So the next cue will come out here. It's only going to be 23. So then we'll come down here, 8, 24, 19, right? And we'll go back to this one. Oop. And we'll go 20. Like that. And I'm not sure how this will work out, but oops. I'm playing another game where you build roads and it just... See, now we're getting awful close into this guy, but... Oh, you know what we could do? So if we take off 1, 2... Well, let's see. We don't have to count. We can do this. Let's take off about 10. Oh, and then add 10 back here. Then let's take off about 10. Oops, that's not taken off. Let's take off about 10. And then let's close that guy again. Put 10 back on. Let's take off about 10. And put 10 back on. Let's take off. You get the idea. I don't have to keep saying it. All right, and then put 10 back on. Yeah, I kind of like that, huh? Now these guys, to get into here, let's just see. Again, we want to leave. These guys are going to come piling out of here. You know what? We need gate agent desks. And we want them to be pretty close. And they just take up... Yeah, see, that this is going to get to be a mess up here. Well, you know what? We're going to just work that out. We're not going to get too bogged down here in this planning. But I just want to make sure this will even work out at all. You know, so we want to keep it so that when these guys come out, they can get down and out of the area. You know, like. But that's kind of good because whatever we do, we'll keep these guys. See what I mean? Like you'll. Now the problem will be when we get 2 planes going. We'll just try to avoid 2 going there. So that means really nobody's going to be up here. So if this is the wall, this is just a space for the sake of a space. Yeah, what if we did this? 14. Yeah, we're getting into this. Well, let's move it over more. Getting a little far away from the... So we wouldn't want it any closer than that. We could put a wall there even. We'll put a wall here, leave a space there. Come off of that wall just so we have a little extra room. We could put some decorations there. Yeah, I can tell I already kind of like that. Here we go. So not very exciting gameplay, is it? And at some point I should just get going. I just sort of want to make sure that whatever plan, and say this one shouldn't be a problem. So we're going to come, there's a wall. 1, 2, oops. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I don't know if, can you guys see that or should I zoom in? 1, 2, 3. Gate agent desk will leave 2, so we'll start here, and then we'll go up. Yeah, I don't want to cram that up too much. Oops. 14, there we go. There we go. I mean, we'll have to work out some details if it doesn't work that well, but So there we go. I think that should be interesting. You know, that it should be that these guys pile out here, and you know, we're going to have a busyness, probably even a busyness problem right there. We might want to shove this. See how this is off of this wall? When push comes to shove, we will shove it over this way a little bit extra to just try to leave as much room. And then what we'll have to do is make sure when we schedule, we don't schedule too much stuff going on in there. But other than that, I think we're in good shape. Let me go back. Usually I put these walls in magenta. So we're going to have a gate here-ish. And then this is, you know, depending on how it works out, we'll probably have like another wall here. So these will be like the, you know, keep people in this area. They'll have another set of queues here, another set of queues here. But this will probably be the first thing we do as far as getting the next gate goes. I don't have a problem with the smaller airplanes to begin with, so eventually we'll get rid of this runway. Once we, you know, we'll have two, we'll probably get this one started, you know, next. And then once this one started and this one started, we can replace this one with this one. Does that make sense? All right, so let's get down into here and talk about what we're going to do as far as, you know, some things in here. If you want to build an airport that looks exactly perfect, you know, I don't know, go for it. But what we're going to need is a hangar. So we're going to put a hangar out here. We're going to need some offices. Now, in the past, let's just think about one more thing. Now we got all this room to deal with. One of the things I want to do is probably as close to all of these gates as possible. We're going to put the cafe, just because the people want to go to the cafe, and it's the biggest thing once we put it in that's going to start slowing down people getting. When you got the food vending machines, everybody's happy. They just go up to one, and you can put them wherever you want. When you get into that cafe, if they get in big, long lines, you know, and they'll come all the way back from over here, go all the way over to your cafe. So we're probably going to end up with the cafe like right in this area. And, you know, we're going to have to think about the fact that these people are going to have to come through here to get to the pickups or the drop-offs. So in other words, everybody who comes out is going to want to go there. So I think what we may do is create like a corridor, like starting next to the cafe. Now this will represent just the walkway itself, which I want to make at least 4 wide. So eventually we're going to come down here and we're going to make some kind of a path that's going to take people over to the pickups, not the drop-offs. Right? So that way, when people come out of here, they don't cross paths much. Because when they come out of the plane, they really, if they want to get something to eat, they don't worry about it until they're like out over here. Like and then you get them out of the security zone, and then they don't come back in it just to get something to eat. You know, give them some vending machines down here. All right, so there we go. So that's going to be eventually our baggage claim area. And then eventually this will be all open. So what we can do is with the space from here to here, a good amount of this will be ticketing. Now we're also going to want to come over here. By the way, the little, here, let's do it in magenta. Why not? Let's zoom in. Sorry if I'm not zooming in enough. I guess I'm used to playing it, really haven't recorded many videos. So we're going to leave like a 4 gap in here, and then we're going to have a road like this for drop-offs. So the question is, do we really want it that far, or do we want, you know, yeah, you know what, that's really not necessarily bad, is it? We could do the drop-offs for now right over here, but if we planned on moving the ticketing thing up this way, because there's not going to be anything anywhere up in here, and then that means we'll do something similar for the pickups. Now we're gonna have to deal with this deliveries and all, but that's also part of having nothing down here, is eventually we'll build, let's just say, a road this way, something like this. No. I think these guys will cross the road fine. We're going to experiment a little bit. We may put the pickups in the drop-offs, and the reason is that it seems like the biggest problem I've had with traffic is these deliveries getting jammed up. So eventually we'll have a pickup area down here that's similar to this. So like if we just, you know, let's say we want a little bit bigger pickup area. So eventually we'll get rid of some of this building. And then we'll do like a pickup area. Now we want to go down further, don't we? Because if we're going to, yeah, well, this might not go down so far, or it might. But that's fine if they flow back up this way a little bit. We don't need that big a pickup area. So let's just do this. And it might even be like one closer this way. So let's clear. Yeah, you know what? That's going to be fine. So I might just leave this. I may just leave that kind of the way it is. And then so actually our area will be, I'm going to do 4 here, 4 there. There we go. And then this will be, oops, 4. I did 2. So there we go. So that's going to eventually be our drop-offs. And then this is, so that what that just did was I could come in here and make a few offices. And the reason we want to make the offices first is because, and I don't really feel like needing to move them later on. Objects, yeah, no, build. Sorry, it's not like I just haven't played this game for. So if we come here, we got to watch out for security zone. But if we come here, and you know, one of those is 5, so this will be a 4x5 office. How about a well? How about an office just like that, 6x5? See, that puts it right in that door. Well, that's all right. Well, let's get rid of the door. So we're going to get rid of that door, and then we're going to take another door and put it up further. Oh, down here. There we go. All right, that'll be a little bit awkward to get started, but you know, we'll dismantle that door, we'll build a wall, and let me pause the video. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Had to use the little boy's room. So there we go. So that's, I think, a pretty good plan for getting started as far as, you know, like an overall general layout. So I am going to call this a video here because I think it's a pretty good, you know, I might call it something like pre-planning or something along those lines. Like, you know, and we'll see how it goes when we flush all this stuff out. So let's see what happens. Plus I want to, because this is my first video, it's actually on a different computer, and it'll be my first time loading up Daily Motion. I don't want to make it too big and all of that kind of stuff. So, well, I hope you enjoyed it. You know, and we'll see how it goes from here. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.